Fourth estate. You know, I like, you know that two groups of people that I really like are journalists and lawyers. Two groups of people that I really like. Is that the Suleiman Brahma's photograph you were talking about? Okay. Fourth estate, Manasseh, Azure's former employers. Today I won't say they sacked him. I won't say that. But it's okay. They have been conducting some investigations on National Lottery Authority. You know that they put, please get me my cup of tea. It's very important. You know, they put this story out on Fourth Estate where they are talking about lawyer Samir Uku, who is also a member of parliament for Krapim North. And they are talking about Samir Uku. And they say that there's something called good causes that he has been violating, if you like. I have heard Samir Uku speak on Ekosi saying, I think he articulated himself quite well. The reason why I'm doing this story is that I get very worried when journalists are told that you misunderstood the story. I get very worried when facts come out that suggest that the journalist misunderstood something. It's not that the journalist has ulterior motives. I don't always go to that. He may or may not, but we'll find that out later. To the extent that we don't have that evidence, we don't talk about ulterior motives. I genuinely believe that Fourth Estate set out to do something right. But this backlash that always comes, the journalists, they understand. As for journalists, they don't know anything. When they see the thing, they don't understand it. It worries me quite a bit. So when I looked at the preliminary facts of the matter, and I saw that, it may well be that Suleiman Brahma has truly missed something. I've seen his post on social media. He's believed that he hasn't missed anything. But I'm going to share with you this. There's a company called KGL that kind of works with NLA. Now, NLA from time immemorial have been licensing people to conduct the lottery for them. So they are licensed people who, so me, the person sticking the lotto, no, I don't deal directly with NLA. I deal with an agent. And when I win the lotto, the agent will pay me. I think NLA began doing that when there was a lot of crisis in their payments and all of that. So the agent has to show some amount of money in their bank account, and then NLA registers them as an agent, and then blah, blah, blah. Some agents do better than others because if stakers find out that this agent is more reliable, they sort of stick more with the agent, and that's the way the lottery business works. It's a pure demand and supply conversation. I also get very worried when journalists who are investigating matters believe that because somebody is rich, he is a thief. That thing is very worrying, it's debilitating, and it's disturbing the social fiber of our country. It comes from, they will say I shouldn't say it, it comes from 31st December, Rawlings. It comes from Rawlings. Somebody is rich, he's a thief. The other day, Manasseh said that 99% of Ghanaian businessmen are thieves. The rich, Ghanaian rich men, they are thieves. Somebody is rich, he's a thief. You have to be a thief to be rich. So nobody can be rich by doing business. People make profits. And when we learn economics, they call something supernormal profit. That's not stealing, no. He's just made supernormal profit. In America, there are plenty of them. They make money. It doesn't mean that they are thieves. There are thieves. No doubt. There are thieves. There will always be. Jesus Christ said that the poor you have with you forever, he is gone. So the poor will be there. The thieves will be there. The murderers will be there. They will all be there. But the fact that somebody has made money, or you look at somebody's environment and you see that he's very rich and that he's a supplier to government, therefore he's a thief. I'm guessing that that's the problem that Suleiman Brahma ran into. So he publishes a story and says that, let's go to the story. Let's go to the story. Why is Suleiman Brahma's photograph? They didn't give it to me. I needed to greet him. Is it there? Oh, there he is. Oga, how are you, Oga? I hope you are doing well. You know, you and I, we support the same football club and we belong to the same political party, so there's no fight, you know. I won't tell you what the political party is. I said that me and Suleiman Brahma, we belong to the same political party. Okay. All right. Let's move on. He's the one who said that Good Evening Ghana is a comedy show, so we want to make him laugh. I mean, he likes the comedy part of the show. He doesn't look at the rest, so it's fine. So we belong to the same political party. It's part of the comedy for tonight. Let's get to the story that he put out. Now, the Fourth Estate said, National Lottery Authority gave KGL a contract worth 3 billion cedis. The fourth estate's concern was that there's a 3 billion worth of business that can be achieved by the state agency. Why did they give it to somebody else to do it? Something like that. That's really the sort of crux of their matter. I'll send a text to Suleiman Brahma to see whether he's happy to come for an interview here to explain himself. But from what we have gathered so far, I think that he's manifestly wrong. This is the situation. He says NLA gave a contract for 3 billion cedis. Now, this is a fact as we check. The National Lottery Authority did not give KGL a contract, but rather a license to engage in the provision of lotto services to subscribers, and hence there has never been a need for a PPA approval since a license is not a contract. Now, KGL, Suleiman Brahma was saying that a contract was given to KGL without PPA approval. And this PPA thing, I think sometimes we have to look at it well. We don't get to know that it's not everything that PPA approval is required. If, for instance, you are renting something from somewhere, you do not require PPA approval. If you are offering a contract, you require PPA approval. If you are offering a license, you do not require PPA approval. That's fundamental in the law of the PPA. So if you are a journalist, you need to acquaint yourself properly with the PPA rules and regulations, the ethos thereof, so that you can properly do your story. I believe that Mr. Brahma was misled into thinking that whatever relationship between NLA and KGL was a contract. It wasn't, it was a license. And he called it, he gave the value 3 billion. Let's see whether there's a 3 billion there. Number 2, the National Lottery Authority has never made 3 billion cedis in revenue since its establishment in 1957. And hence it is impossible for this said sum to be given to KGL. The point they are making here is that they as NLA, they never in their history, and it is published, made a 3 billion CD profit, so that they can have a business worth 3 billion to be given to one person. They themselves, they don't make that money. The whole business doesn't make that money. So we are not sure where the 3 billion is coming from. But Suleiman Brahma is challenging it. Now, these are the published amount of monies that has been made by the NLA recently. The big ones, 2013, 255 million. 2014, 315 million. 2015, 365 million. 2016, 397 million. 2017, 401 million. 2018, 381 million. 2019, 349 million. 2020, 299 million. That's low. The total revenue by NLA for 8 years between 2013 and 2020 is 2.7 2.7 billion. So the NLA in all of its from 2013 to 2020 did not make anything near 3 billion. They made 2.7 billion. But the fourth estate then runs with a headline and says KGL. KGL is a corporate entity. They deal with many people across the world. You run this kind of headline as a journalist from Ghana. KGL is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. That's why I depart from Manasseh all the time. That when you are talking about a Ghanaian company, you have to pause. It's not always about being a hero journalist, showing that somebody is a thief. Because you're undermining Ghanaian companies, you're undermining Ghanaian employees, you're undermining a Ghanaian enterprise. And that's why we never get to Aliko Dangote stage. We want to cut off all our people. Imagine today, Zoom Lion. He's in all over Africa. Published record. Kenya, Nigeria, Tanzania, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one of the best African countries. Zoom Lion is there. If in 2014, 15, 16, we had allowed Manasseh to kill Zoom Lion, which was Manasseh's objective, destroy Zoom Lion. If we had allowed that, would we have today said we have a Ghanaian conglomerate that's working all around Africa? These are the things I talk about, and they say that you like corruption. How do I like corruption? Companies are built, nations are built by companies. You see Donald Trump, he's always meeting American companies. He cannot call on UK companies. He's not going to call on Canadian companies. He's not going to call on Israeli companies. He's going to call on American companies. Can our president call on Ghanaian companies around the table and say that, look, I'm looking for money for Black Stars for World Cup. All of you, can you give me something? We are not going to be able to do that, because as soon as you show up, fourth estate to go and do an investigation and say that you're a thief. So I am appealing to these people. When you are dealing with Ghanaian companies, hold it down. I'm not saying clap for corruption. You can always talk about corruption. But as soon as it's a Ghanaian company, because these fourth estate people, they never investigate Lebanese company. Never. But the Lebanese companies are here doing business in Ghana. They are also doing the same GRA, this and that and that. Manasseh has never come out to say Nebanese company. Every day it's a Ghanaian company that he's after. He's after a Ghanaian company. He wants to destroy a Ghanaian company. We are not going to allow that because we want to deal with the facts. We are not going to allow them to destroy KGL. Go and ask successive NLA bosses since Amayao, since Samia Uku, and the current boss who have belonged to different political parties. They will all tell you that KGL is a 7-star company that has done so much for NLA. KGL bosses are well-exposed global important people globally before they came to Ghana to do lottery business. KGL people are people who are jewels of the Ghanaian enterprise. And then this Sullivan Brahma is conducting investigation. You can do that. But you cannot come and say they gave a 3 billion contract when the record shows that the company itself has never made 3 billion in the last 10 years. And it's a Ghanaian company. Where's of it? We have to start liking Ghana. Tomorrow is Nigeria's Independence Day. I'm going to play the Nigerian anthem for them. Please get me the Nigerian anthem. It's a very beautiful one with a green, white, green flag. Tomorrow is Nigeria's Independence. Nigeria is one country I love to bet. You know that already. When I was in secondary school and Nigeria playing the World Cup and they lose a World Cup match, my friends will be beating me up that you like Rashid Yekini and Stephen Keshi and they've lost the game. Sunday Olise and Ben Elaho and all those my people, Emmanuel Amunike. I just love the Super Eagles. Back in the day, the Black Stars were not going through, so yes. But Nigeria, they don't do what we do. Mike Adenuga has transcended many Nigerian different governments. Nigeria have had plenty presidents from the 60s. They are still alive. We went to kill ours in 79, so we lost the experience. Achampon, Akufu, Medome, they killed them. So we lost the experience. Today, J.J. Rawlings too is dead. We are sorry about that. We love him. He should have been here to give us more experience. Go to Nigeria. Obasanjo is 80. Babangida is 80. This guy is even still there. The 1975 leader, whatever his name is. Gowon is still there. He was school leader in 75. He's in Nigeria today. He lives there in peace. They don't do that in Nigeria. They don't bite their apples. They don't pull them down. They don't cut them to pieces. Dangote has transcended Babangida, this, that. Every president has come. Aliko Dangote is there. He's getting richer. Why do we want to destroy our people? Rawlings destroyed A-Life. When I went to say it, he said that I'm talking Kwasi Asen. A-Life is gone. If A-Life was there today, do you know where the country would be with that single businessman? They are jewels. They are called entrepreneurs. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't even know how to do it. God didn't bless me with that. God blesses some people with entrepreneurship. Let's support them. It will help all of us. They will be richer than us. And that's the problem we cannot accept. I am a journalist. I am not a billionaire. I'm a media person. I have to be paid well and have a comfortable life. The nature of my work is not to produce money so that I'm a billionaire. The person who is selling special ice is an entrepreneur. He should become a billionaire. There should be plenty billionaires so that they can do things for the rest of the people. A footballer can be a billionaire. Journalism doesn't make you billionaire, but if you own a TV station, you can become a billionaire. When somebody is a billionaire, he is not a thief. If he is Ghanaian, we should protect him. But when you have our media, every time bashing Ghanaian company, oh yeah, he's a thief. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Look at RLG. We collapsed him. Manasseh, RLG gone. RLG is gone. Young man came up. He wanted to challenge LG. He set up RLG, going, making it happen everywhere. One day, Jida cut his head off. He went to Dubai. He lived in Dubai. He doesn't want to live in Ghana anymore. He sees Ghana as a lion that is coming to catch him. Lives in Dubai. By the time we hear, he's working with Aliko Dangote in Dubai. When Donald Trump went to Qatar and met all the Qatari businessmen, and they selected important business thinkers in Africa, there was a Ghanaian in there. He's called Bernard Mensah. He's B.A. Mensah's son. He's Herbert Mensah's brother. But he doesn't come to Ghana. He's too afraid of Ghana. He doesn't want to know. One of the governments in the past, I won't mention the government's name, they wanted to make him the governor of the Central Bank of Ghana because they knew that if you have Bernard Mensah there, he's going to do a lot. They told Bernard, will you come to Ghana and say, hey, Ghana, what they did to my father, B.A. Mensah, I don't want to see Ghana. He was sitting next to Donald Trump when Donald Trump was meeting the Qatari business at a high-level global summit. All the international media were covering it. I saw him. I said, did you see Bernard Mensah? I went to my people that sent me text. Are you watching Trump? Have you seen Bernard Mensah? I was so proud. Bernard Mensah was there. B.A. Mensah's son. He is still called Bernard Mensah. In fact, he's called Bernard Amponsan Mensah. But he went to Achimota School. But he vanished. He's in Singapore. He doesn't want to know about Ghana. Quality, high-profile Goldman Sachs person who can become governor of our central bank, can become an advisor to our government. He can do so much for us. He says, I don't want to know about Ghana. They cut my father's head off. I don't want to know. Why? Why do we do that? Look at this. Total revenue. Let's go on. Claimed by Fourth Estate that KGL has been given an unfair monopoly over the 590 program, the 590 lottery. The fact, the National Lotteries Authority never gave one USSD to multiple users. For example, 787 is exclusively for Wotiri Lottery. 766 is exclusively for Athena. And 959 is exclusively for NLA 590. So the point being made here, producer, this doesn't explain the matter well. The point being made here is that no exclusive. So Fourth Estate is alleging that a monopoly was given to KGL to run the IT infrastructure, the online 590 lottery. A monopoly was given to KGL against other companies. But somebody must get a monopoly. I mean, it's not even true. But even if that is true, it's a Ghanaian company. It gets a monopoly. It can run it for 5 years. And let's give them some terms. Let's make sure that they are raising the profit. But it's not even true. It's not even true that there's a monopoly because the facts show that there's no monopoly. Now, so upset is lawyer Gary Nimakun about this process that Gary Nimakun has angrily gone to court and taken out a writ against my friend Suleiman Brahma. If I see Gary Nimakun, I'll tell him that you don't need to sue journalists. That's another thing I don't like. People suing journalists all the time. Take it to National Media Commission. This is journalists taking them to court. Take it to National Media Commission. Sue him at the National Media Commission. You know, so long as he didn't say that you have stolen money or he didn't say that you are insult you so blatantly, take it to National Media. If I see Gary Nimakun, I'll say that please take the matter to National Media Commission. But here are the facts of what Gary Nimakun alleges. Fourth Estate says that Mr. Nimakun, as board chairman, superintended the giveaway of 3 billion Ghana cedis to KGL, and this is contended to be false by Mr. Nimakun in the court. Mr. Nimakun is asking for a declaration that the publication with the banner headline and the picture of the plaintiff, the NLA gave away 3 billion prime business in exchange for peanuts, is defamatory of the plaintiff. As producer, it's too legal. As same was made without any basis. A declaration that the publication with the banner headline and the picture of the plaintiff that NLA gave away 3 billion prime business in exchange for peanuts was ill-motivated and without any just cause. He's also looking for a declaration that the publication with the banner headline and the picture of the plaintiff that NLA gave away 3 billion prime business in exchange for peanuts was intended to cause public disaffection of the plaintiff, that's Mr. Nimakun, and the former members of the board, and to reduce their image in the eyes of the right-thinking members of the society. An order of court directed that the defendants to pay compensatory damages in the sum of 10 million Ghana cedis to the plaintiff. An order of the court directed to Mr. Suleiman Brahma to apologize and retract the defamatory story published about the plaintiff in the same prominence given to the defamatory publication. Cost including legal fees. So the board chairman, Gary Nimakun, is thoroughly upset that how do you go and put my picture there and say that I gave away a 3 billion business when there was no 3 billion business to give. I'm not so sure what the motivation of Suleiman Brahma is, but I'm sure that it wasn't malicious. He's just doing his story. He's doing his story, he's pursuing it. But what hurts me is that they always come back and say, the journalist doesn't know what he's talking about. The journalist doesn't understand this. Journalist doesn't understand mathematics. Journalist doesn't understand finance. Journalists, they say, we don't understand anything. He doesn't understand law. He doesn't understand anything. I mean, since our advocacy, many newsrooms have lawyers now. If you go to everywhere, Joe FM has lawyers, City FM have lawyers. I kind of like what Suleiman Brahma put out, but I will urge him to calm down. So Suleiman Brahma then put this out on social media. He says, see you in court. We are not the type to be intimidated. More revelations. That's what they always say. That's about facts are facts. Facts are facts. KGL is a company that needs to be protected. KGL is a company that is changing the dynamics of lottery in Ghana. KGL is a company that has held up the NLA in a way that the NLA may not have seen today, in the way they have seen today if there was no KGL. KGL is a wholly owned Ghanaian company that must be protected like all Ghanaian companies. Mr. Brahma, thank you very much. But be careful. Have a look at it. And look at it well. Because KGL are a Ghanaian company that needs to be protected.